Benchmark 2B is the word problems. Word problems. Okay, you have two people. Jim is selling cookies and hamburgers. Kind of a weird mixture. But his cookies are $1. His hamburgers are $3. He sold 20 items and he made $50. The question is, how many cookies did he sell? The key is how many cookies did he sell? Got it? So we want to know cookies. Now, what you got to realize, this is a system of equations in standard form. The first equation is basically going to be C plus D, the number of cookies, plus the number of, not D, but hamburgers. H, let's do H. C plus H should equal, well, in this situation, it's 20 items. That's the first equation. You always need two equations. Now the next piece of information you know is, you know something about how much the cookies cost. $1 per cookie. So if I write it as 1C, that means that for each cookie I sell, for instance 6, I multiply 6 by 1, that gives me $6. Plus, how much per hamburger? $3. So it's going to be 3H. So if I sell 10 hamburgers, 10 times 3 is $30 I made. And the sum of the amount of money from cookies and the amount of money from hamburgers adds up to $50. So again, this is how much money you make from cookies. This is how much money you make from hamburgers. Together you should make $50. The number of cookies plus the number of hamburgers adds up to 20. From that data, we could find the number of cookies. Now, in order to find cookies, do we probably want to cancel H? I'm still going to cancel C and then find C afterwards. Is that okay? You could do either cancel H's or C's. I'm just going to cancel the C's first, just because. So I'm going to multiply the top one by -1. Because if I want C to cancel with C, I need to make a negative there. So that becomes -1C. That becomes -1H. And that becomes -20. Now, we got this. Those cancel. This becomes 2H. This becomes 30 when you add straight down. So as you probably can see now, H, if you divide by 2, you notice that H equals 15. Now, is that what we're looking for? No. We want cookies. So if you look back up here, there's 20 altogether. So logically, if this is 15, the cookies is 5. But let's just show it mathematically. C plus H equals 20. This is the first equation. If we plug in the 15 to the first equation here, plug the 15 in, and then solve it. So my answer is 5 cookies for the Cookie Monster. Now, again, most of you don't have to do this last step because you can look at the 15 and know it's going to be 5. And you also understand, if I would have canceled the H's, would I have had C right off the bat?
Yeah.
I could have multiplied the top by what to cancel the H's? -3. That would have actually been smarter. But I'm just showing options and methods. Number 2. We have two people. We have Josh and Sal. So we have Josh and Sal. They both have different scenarios. Josh has $40, so it's one of these y equals mx plus b form. He has $40 and he's saving $10 a day. So he's growing by 10. So his rate is 10. X basically represents days. And he's beginning, how much does he have to save with? 40. Not save with, but he has 40 saved. Anywho, Sal has $160. So Sal over here is 160. That's what he's starting with. But what is he doing? He's spending $5 a day. So Sal is spending $5 a day, but he has $160 to start with. So the basic question is, looks like they're asking here is, after how many days will they have the same amount of money? So how many days? So they're asking for X or Y? X. So they're trying to find X when they're the same. Now, do you see a very good substitution problem, hopefully? You can take that and plug it right there. Because Y equals this, so you can plug it in for that Y, for Sal. So you take that, plug it in. We now have a new equation, and basically we want to solve for X, because X is the amount of days. So if we solve for X, I'm first going to add the 5X over. And that's gone. And I'm also going to do 2 steps. I'm going to minus the 40 this way. And that'll be gone. So it looks like we have 15x equals 120. Now real quick over here, some of you know 15. How many times 15 goes into 120? Is it 8? Let's see, 8 times 15, does that give you 120? Okay. No remainder, so it's 8. So we divide by 15, x is 8. So did we answer our question? Do we need to know, do we even need to know why? It says how many days will it have the same amount of money? So if x is 8, that means 8 days. Now, how would I find out how much money they both have after 8 days? Basically, I plug 8 in here. 10 times 8 would be 80. 80 plus 40 is 120. They both would have 120 bucks at that time. So these kind of systems, some do y equals mx plus b, slope-intercept form, and some are in standard form. You got these are the 2 types I'll have on my benchmarks.